Hi YouTube, welcome to Shimmer Girl Talks. Today's topic is women hitting the wall, women who have hit the wall, and etc. like things like that. So what does hitting the wall mean? Typically it means when a woman has passed the age of 30 and she is still out there trying to find a viable husband, a good man to wife her up and stuff like that. The age might be 35, I'm not sure. I know that this is very triggering and maybe life shattering for some women. And I totally get it. I understand it. But this is why platforms like mine exist. So I can talk to the younger women in particular who are hearing a lot of chatter from other women, older women, never married women who might be trying to steer you down a different path because, as I've mentioned in other videos before, you are actually um, competition for them. And excuse me for saying somebody else called me out for that, so I do try to limit the So, but you are a competition for a lot of the women out here who are 35, 40, 50, who are still out here trying to bag their Prince Charming. So this is why I try to encourage women, or just look at the pros and cons about getting married if you can at a younger age. I would say under the age of 25. And the reason why I can boldly say that is because one thing that I've noticed about our community is so many Black women see no issue with a 25-year-old woman having 5, 6 children by different men, but bring up marriage, getting married. Oh, she's too young. Girl, you need to be out here having your fun. Don't worry about marriage right now. They are steering you down a path that there's no comeback from. And if you don't believe me, as I've said before, check out some of the TikTok videos, check out some of the YouTube videos where you have women. Matter of fact, I was watching a video a few weeks ago, it's quite a few weeks ago, and somebody else was doing a reaction video to it. And there was this young woman on there who was just kikiing it up and yucking it up about, yeah, I hit the wall. I think she's like 35 or something. And she said, it ain't bad here. I don't know what they were talking about. I hit the wall and I'm still fabulous and this and that. I don't remember everything that she said. But in the scheme of things, 35 is still young. But give her 10 more years if she's still not married. And let's see where all of those yucks and giggles go. Because for a woman that wants to get married, and I know a lot of women don't want to hear this, a lot of women, I'm trying to tell you, younger women, you have older women trying to prolong or delay I'll say delay you getting married because they're trying to sell you this dream of get your money up, get your bag, get your education, and absolutely nothing wrong with getting your education. But I don't know why in our community, getting one's education plus also getting a husband while getting your education is such a big mystery and a conundrum for them. I don't get it because what's going to happen, what a lot of women are learning is after they get their master's, their PhD and stuff like that, they get out there and now, they say, well, let me work on my career a little bit and then I'll, think about getting a husband or whatever. And sometimes either that husband just doesn't come or, she'll have children, but then she still wants a husband. So she'll have children with this man over here because her biological clock is ticking. But then she's going to want a man that's not the father of that child or those children to pick up the slack. And a lot of men are now choosing to, I don't have to be a stepdad to you for your children. I don't. And I don't blame them one bit. And so I'm back. Sorry about that. Now I lost my train of thought too. But a lot of women are getting they're okay. I'm just going to be bold and say it. They're getting the wrong information. I'm talking about women who want a husband. And the thing is, this is why I'm talking to a lot of you women, is because I see it on YouTube videos, I see it on Facebook and other forums. You have a large segment of Black women telling each other, and ultimately Black men, and I'm just Black men, because a lot of these women tend to have a different value point for men of other races. So they're directing this at Black men. Marriage is not a goal. I don't need to be married. I'm trying to get my bag up and stuff like that. And you're going to find that once you get your bag up and all of that stuff, there's not going to necessarily be a man waiting for you at the end of that journey that you're taking. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but typically those are exceptions when it does happen and not the rule. And what I'm also finding, what a lot of these Black women will tell women, particularly, see, there's this fantasy that I see a lot of Black women pushing on other women as far as when you get married, your husband must be 6'2", X amount of dollars in the bank, no children, a power, a baller, some type of a professional that's lofty and, people can look up to. If you deviate from that, you marry a man that's 5'10", average guy makes maybe 60, 70, 80 a year. Those self-same women are going to laugh at the woman that they say settled for that. And this was a topic that I was going to bring up for another video, but I wanted to say that one of the reasons why a lot of Black women would rather, be single than deal with the average guy is because they can't show off an average guy. In our community, we are all about how we look. Our hair is done. I mean, even though I know a lot of people will say that mine isn't, but this, I'm not a flashy, dashy type of a person. Hair, nails, my nails aren't done. I used to, wear French tips every now and then. I'm not a high maintenance person is what I'm trying to say. So, for our community, like I said, we like to show off. The guys like to have their Hellcats and whatever popular muscle car is out there. He might not have a dime in his bank account, doesn't have a house to stay in. He's living with his right now woman or his mother or whatever. And you have these young women that's got a kid or two already, but dressed to the nines just to impress each other instead of trying to prioritize getting a husband. So what is this topic about? Hitting a wall. Hitting a wall is a real thing, and it's a serious thing. And a lot of women are not taking it serious because they're so busy looking at other women gas them up like, girl, I'm 40 years old and I'm still out there getting mines and I'm still having my fun and this, that, and the other. But what those women are not telling you is they're going home to maybe an empty house, empty apartment, drinking their wine, petting their cat or their dog or whatever. They have their children maybe, but they still want that special man. This is why I feel that it is important to get your husband while you're young. And seeing what a lot of these older women are not telling you is they had decent men approaching them back in the day, but he was corny. He didn't have no swag. He was boring. He was safe. He was stable. He was all of those things that bore a lot of women. They wanted the bad boy, so to speak. He didn't really have really in a direction in life. He was exciting. He was exhilarating. You know, he knew how to blow her back out in the bedroom. A lot of those women who are now 35 and 40 and 45 and they're crying about, where are the good men? Men are this and men are that. They're not going to tell you that they passed up the nice guys when they were younger. They're not going to tell you that. And that's unfortunate. It needs to be more women out here telling the truth. Think about it. When, like, okay, let's say you're a young lady right now, 22, 24. The guys are all over you. I know they are. Well, it's a different day, so it's kind of hard to say. And I'm like out of the market and everything. That, you know, I've been with my husband for 15 years. We just celebrated 13 years last month, as a matter of fact, December. So I've been out of the loop for a very long time. So when I say certain things, it's based on back in my day when I was in my 20s and stuff like that. Men were all over you. And I'm pretty sure it's like that now. So, and let me tell you something else that I've been meaning to say. Something else that a lot of these women are not saying is, they thought it was going to be somebody better right around the corner. And as I've mentioned in the previous video, I said, like, the more attractive a woman is, the more time that she thinks she has. So let's say, just an example, you have a man that's 5'11" approach you. He's got a good job. He might work at the post office or FedEx or the plant or whatever. Hardworking man and cute, hardworking. He doesn't have any children. He's a nice guy. And you have a woman that, because she's a baddie or a dime or whatever, she looks at him and be like, yeah, he cute and everything. But in her mind, but I know I can do better. And a lot of times what happens, she'll do that a few times over the years, but I know I could do better. And then she blinks and she's 35 and she's 40. And the men that were stepping to her are no longer stepping to her. They're stepping to the 23, 25, 28-year-olds. And so, you know, I think women should be cognizant of this, because I know it doesn't sound good. I know you don't like it, but that's just how nature is. It really is. You know, you might want to blame men for this, but you can't really blame men for this when you had your opportunity when you were younger. Now, I ended up being blessed. I actually met my husband post-wall. I met him when I was 37. But in my situation, it was a blind date through mutual friends. That's how we got together. And it just happened to work out for me. But I was the exception. I'm not the rule. And I say that because I know a lot of women who are my age now who've never been married, or they're divorced, or, you know, whatever, and they're still waiting on a man to just come through and wife them up. It's not as, you know, it's not as simple as that. And you have a lot of women also, you know, a lot of Black women say things like, anybody can get married. Well, if that's the case, then why aren't you married? Well, I don't want to be married. You know, what they're really saying is, unless that man is 6'2", 6-figure salary, no children, fine as heck, ripped body, what she's really saying is, unless he's that, I don't want anything. So a lot of, like I've said in previous videos, a lot of women are not being honest about how they're in the situation that they're in, why they're single mothers, while they are a certain age and still single. It's because they were holding out for the best of the best, the most perfect, the top tier, and it just never panned out. They overplayed their hand. So that was my topic for today. And I know it was not a fun one to hear, but I really would like for you young ladies in particular to check out some of the TikTok videos of past the wall women and look at them crying and stuff like that. A lot of them, they're still not taking accountability how they ended up in that situation. But please like, subscribe, check out my other videos before you do, and I will talk to you later. Bye.